Now, one can criticize the progressive criticism of this while not embracing what would be considered wrong from a Christian perspective.
Yeah,
So let
I
me give you a
completely agree.
different example. If we had a movie and the progressive hated the movie because the white person was the hero, but I hated it because it was bloody, violent, and pornographic. I don't feel obliged to defend something just because progressives don't like it for bad reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree with that, which is why I didn't consider that particular criticism persuasive.
And in fact, I think that criticism, and maybe there's a more thoughtful criticism behind this particular criticism. So I'm not trying to call this person out, but let's just take that specific criticism. I think that's exactly what's wrong with libertine conservatives, is that they think the important thing is dunking on or ridiculing progressives. And if progressives hate something, they therefore like it. And I'll give you like an example with this ad was like Ted Cruz was pimping this ad and JD Vance was yuckling. I don't know if that's the word for laughing. He was, chuckling, yucking it up, whatever people say.
Whatever these young people
Whatever the young people these days say. Anyway, about how this was, look, this is just a company using a beautiful woman to sell jeans to kids. Like, I'd like to see Democrats run against this. They're going to lose. And I thought, this is really weird because J.D. Vance is not shy about embracing Catholicism. This is certainly against the explicit teachings of Catholicism. What he could say is, look, some of these Democrats are making bad arguments against these ads, but actually, we agree on this. I share concerns about this ad. I think it sexualizes and objectifies women in a demeaning way. And I don't, in fact, I want to reach across the aisle and maybe we can agree on something, which seems to me a healthy thing to do whenever you can.
Yeah.
Instead of just laughing that these Democrats are so out of touch.
Or he could have said, while I don't agree with their criticisms, I also have my own reservations about the ad. I mean,
yeah, that would be the more minimalist version, yes.
Yeah.
But let me say...
Yeah, I mean, it literally states in that document you cited it, the Catechism of the Catholic Church, that this is prohibited. And
yes,
J.D. Vance is a man who cited that Catholic doctrine, I can't remember the Latin name, when he was in a debate about, I think, immigration.
Caring more about family.
People close to you, your family,
exactly.
and your community, and your nation. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So if you're going to cite medieval Catholic doctrines, it seems as though that would be relevant to you, right?
Yeah. And I didn't look into the progressive criticisms of this ad. I didn't read any of the articles or many of the tweets. But it seems to me that some people may have been objecting on purely sort of pro non-white grounds or anti-white grounds, but others were objecting to the sort of supposedly eugenic implications of the statement. Sydney Sweeney has great genes. They would have equally objected if it had been a beautiful Asian woman and they'd said, Lucy Liu has great genes.
Right.
So it's not entirely clear to me that there was a kind of anti-white side and a pro-white side, so much as an anti-eugenics side and a non-hysterical side.
Yes, and I think also, and this is one of the, like sort of repugnant things about social media, I think, is that probably the majority of Democrats didn't have much of an objection to this. They didn't really care. I mean, Democratic voters, I'm speaking, like they whatever.
I'm sure the vast majority didn't care.
Right. What you find is you get a few nuts who make these claims, and then what happens is, and I'm saying I was guilty of this as well. Conservatives take the nuttiest people and they're like, look at these buffoons. Let's argue against this. And then it just creates this cycle. I mean, American Eagle's the big winner here, obviously.
Yeah. Although I did see some tweets to the effect that the ad campaign hadn't been lucrative for them. Based on trends in market data.
Okay.
But I didn't look into it. So
I didn't look into it either. But also I would say about this libertine conservatism, it's
To watch the full interview or to listen to it as an audio podcast, become a subscriber at aporiamagazine.com.